Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. The time is approximately 7:50 p.m. and the date is Monday, October 8th, 2018. Today is the new moon in Libra, so make sure you make your new moon wish lists, and of course, new moon on Monday. I love that song. Okay, so let me have a sip of my tea. For those of you who are wondering, I am drinking Stash brand ginger peach green tea. Add a little bit of honey, a little bit of lemon juice, and it tastes really good. So, let me have a sip. So good. So, I'm going to show you the different divination devices that I'm going to have for Notions and Potions Psychic Fair on Saturday, October 27th, 2018, 12 to 6 p.m., held next door at Chill Wine Bar. So first, I've had this set of runes for the longest time. I purchased them at Catland in the Bushwick district of Brooklyn, but they are a Los Scarabeo set of runes. So you can actually find them on Llewellyn Worldwide's website, since Llewellyn Worldwide is the exclusive American and Canadian distributor for Los Scarabeo. And I want to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up. So for the longest time, I felt led to have hematite runes. And there are other runes that are made with other materials. I've seen rose quartz runes, clear quartz. I've seen rutilated quartz. I've seen amethyst. But this is the one that drew me the most, especially after having been hexed, after reversing the hex that had been placed on me last year, and then reversing the rehexing. I've become quite enamored and quite focused on using a lot of protection crystals. And hematite is one of my personal favorite all-purpose protection crystals. It is excellent for psychic self-defense. It's excellent for deflecting psychic attack. It is excellent for reversing hexes. So I have that one. And I'm also going to have the Book of Runes set. This is not uncommon. This is pretty standard, I guess. So I'm going to actually consecrate these and charge them up, and this is the 10th anniversary edition. So now, as far as decks, let me actually put this over here. So I have a few different ideas in mind, but I'm going to show you the one that I'm really looking to work with. So this is called the Wicca cards, and it's by Maria Carati, illustrated by Fedora Feltrin. What I love about this deck is that it has 45 cards, and I'm going to show you just a few of them. So it has different cards that correspond to different symbols of the witch. We have the cup, we have the atame, we have the candle, we have the wand, we have the boline, which is the white-handled knife. That's the one that's used for cutting herbs. And then we have the cards that correspond to different full moons. And each of them has a rune, its name. So I really want to work with this deck and have it available when I give readings. And, you know, for all I know, this could be one of the decks that I just use for myself when I give readings at the Notions and Potions Psychic Fair at Chill Wine Bar later this month. Now, of course, since it is the Saturday before Halloween, it makes perfect sense for me to have a decidedly pagan tarot deck. And one of my personal favorites is the Robin Wood Tarot by Robin Wood. I have been in love with this tarot deck for years and years and years. I love the back of the card design. It's such a rich green. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to ask my awesome audiovisual person, how is the green that's displayed in the camera identical to the green on the card? Pretty yes, yes. But I love this deck. It's one of my favorites for years and years. I love the High Priestess. One of my favorite High Priestess cards. There's a full moon in the sky. She's wearing a diadem with a crescent moon right above the third eye. She's wearing a pentacle pendant. She has her Book of Shadows and a crystal sphere, and she's wearing a decidedly lunar color, blue. So that's one that's probably going to come with me. Of course, I've been feeling now that I have 4 cats, I've been feeling very drawn to having at least 2 feline-themed tarot decks with me. And one of them is the Tarot of Pagan Cats, which I love. I love this tarot deck. And it's so funny, I found out about this deck from a woman who's a born-again Christian. Go figure. But I was like, where's the High Priestess? Okay, this is the High Priestess of this deck. I know, she's gorgeous. Talk about Bastet, the ancient Egyptian mother of all cats. I love that there are different breeds on the cards. I love the back of the card design. You have the triple moon, and in the center of the full moon you have a cat's face, or rather a cat's head. I love this deck. I love the artwork. One of my personal favorite pagan-themed and feline-themed tarot decks. The other one that I'm thinking of bringing is this one, which is the Mystical Cats Tarot. I haven't used this deck in a long time. The High Priestess cards are just like, I'm staying inside. I'm telling you. Look at this gorgeous High Priestess card. If I didn't know any okay, let's try that again. If I did not know any better, I would say this is a Russian blue cat. What do you think? Okay, so it is a Russian blue cat. My awesome audiovisual person is also a cat whisperer, so he knows these things. I love this background of amethyst crystals, which is so appropriate because amethyst is an excellent crystal for enhancing psychic ability. So it makes, and of course, I've often said that purple is a non-traditional lunar color. And I just love this card. I love the imagery. I love the back of the card design. And then I love how they have different breeds on all the cards. So I'm really leaning towards using this deck as well for readings. My dilemma is, or rather my concern is, that I'm going to bring too many decks. Because I did remember having that experience when I gave readings at the Notions and Potions Psychic Fair at Chill Wine Bar this past May. And boy, my bag's heavy that day. Now, of course, how could I not bring a witchy-themed tarot deck? So, I'm bringing the Everyday Witch Tarot. I haven't used this deck in a long time. And the fact of the matter is that this is actually the deck that I gave myself as a birthday gift in January of 2017, which was exactly when this deck was published. So I'm really leaning more towards using this deck. I did think about using the Modern Spellcasters Tarot, but lately that's become my go-to tarot deck for ritual work and spellcraft. So I would rather keep that for that particular usage. Now this tarot deck I rediscovered or recently unearthed, and it is the Crystal Visions Tarot. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Because I happen to be a charter member of the Purple Lovers Club. So, Now I want to show you something. The same day that I ordered this design of note cards for myself, I found this tarot bag. Okay? No coincidences at all, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the gorgeous tarot bags from Wild Child Creations, one of my favorite Etsy shops. I love what she creates. It just blew my mind. I'm like, I remember ordering this. And then I remembered, you know what, I wanted to buy another tarot bag from Wild Child Creations. I had a 10% off discount code. So I'm like, you know what, let me see what she has. And then I saw this. I had placed this order, and not even 10 minutes later, I saw this. Like, really. This is yet another reason I don't believe in coincidences. So, this is the tarot deck that I actually won. One of the few things that I've won in a contest. And I love this deck. This has been one of my favorite decks for years. It's so funny because when I first saw the image of the moon card, I thought of the High Priestess immediately. So for me, this is actually the real High Priestess. For me in this deck, energetically speaking. This is the actual High Priestess card of this deck. But actually, most of you don't know this about me. So since the High Priestess card is the card that reflects my soul's energy in a tarot deck, I tend to, once I'm done using a tarot deck, I will shuffle it 9 times, because 9 is the number of completion. Then I will go through the deck, make sure that all the cards are up. Well, actually, I usually do that at first. Make sure they're all upright. And then I'll shuffle it 9 times, then I'll go through the deck, and then the High Priestess card I place on the top. With the exception of this tarot deck, I always place the moon card on top and directly underneath the High Priestess card. This is an indication that I have not used this deck in a while, meaning that I used this deck for a client's reading, then I went through the deck, made sure that the cards were all upright, shuffled it 9 times, then I went through the deck and made sure this was on top and this was directly underneath. So that means that this deck is set for the next person to whom I give a reading with this deck. I'm also looking at oracle card decks. I'm definitely bringing Naipes because I love Naipes. They are an homage, if you will, to the Spaniard part of me. And the fact of the matter is that I don't often think about the Spaniard part of me. I'm usually focused on the Cuban, the Afro-Cuban, the Taino part of me. But I really want to acknowledge the Spaniard part of me as well. Interestingly enough, I recently received an email notifying me that I will be receiving my Brujeria Oracle card deck soon. So if I do receive it before the Psychic Fair, then I'll probably use that as well. So I'm going to use this. This is a divination deck, but it could be used as an oracle card deck. I am long overdue to use the Witch's Oracle. I've had this for a while. I will tell you, I love the triple goddess card, the triple moon card. I love the back of the card design. And yes, the W stands for witch. Some of the cards have a very gothic look to them, like the Witch's Bottle card, the back of the card design. So if you're into gothic things and gothic symbology, you will love this deck. There's a gargoyle card. So this is what's coming up for me. It's like I really want to use a deck like this. Even this Chalice card, I mean, there's like a gothic look to it. The Rose card definitely is very goth looking. And I know very little about goth imagery and goth symbology. Look at this Ankh. This Ankh is not an ancient Egyptian Ankh. This Ankh is a goth Ankh. That's what I'm looking at it like. I love the Celtic Heart card. I love the imagery of this deck. Interesting. they're sticking together, which I find interesting and unusual. I know Doreen Virtue has shown her true colors. This still remains my favorite Doreen Virtue Oracle card deck. And it's also my personal favorite goddess-themed Oracle card deck. And I love the imagery and I love the energy. And I'm really looking at using Mario Due's Oracle of the Angels. Mario Due illustrated, I forgot her name. Alana Fairchild's Lightworker's Tarot. Lightworker Oracle deck. So I'm really digging his artwork, and I'm really digging this deck, and I really felt a strong affinity with it. So I will have the official count and the official decks that I'm going to use probably over the next few days. Tonight's a new moon, so I'm going to cleanse and consecrate all the decks that I want to use over the next month, and then we'll take it from there. But for now, YouTube, if you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, and yes, one of the fans is on because it was too hot for me today, then please do so. Make sure that you click or tap the bell icon, and from time to time you may want to make sure that your bell icon remains selected, just in case. If you haven't seen a video from me in months and months, you need to check to make sure that you reselect or you re-click or re-tap your bell icon. And if you have not already scheduled your sacred session with me, whether it is a reading, a private metaphysical class, or an energy healing treatment, either in person, at Catland in Bushwick, by phone, by Skype, at Ripley Greer in person, at Notions and Potions in person, or by email, then please do so as soon as possible. Please keep in mind that I have yet to purchase my 2019 calendar. Once I purchase my 2019 appointment calendar, I will be scheduling appointments in both January and February 2019. So my recommendation to you would be to schedule sooner than later. And I've already lost count of how many appointments I've had just in the last few days. I know that I have 2 more appointments. I know I have a phone reading via Catland on Wednesday of this week, which is the day after tomorrow. I have a client's in-person reading on Friday, and between Friday and the Notions and Potions Psychic Fair at Chill Wine Bar at the end of this month, I will have at least 1 more reading, if not 2. One person has already gotten back to me. The other one needs to get back to me. So I would recommend scheduling sooner than later, especially as September through December is the busiest time of the year for me. Some people actually forget that. I won't mention any names. We need to protect the innocent and the mindless. I'm being so bad. Anyway, YouTube, I wish you many, many blessings. Remember your new moon wish lists, and may all that you place on your new moon wish lists or better be made manifest. Thank you and good night.